Hey, what's up, Austin? This is a demo video for you for your Force Ghost that was designed by Shadowfoil Props. This is installed with the Proffie. You provided the chassis, most of all of the components, and yeah, I just wired it together for you. This was a very unique install, though. Just a couple things that were missing from the kit that I put in there. So you have a Qui-Gon Jinn PCB in here for this guy, and that comes out. I'll show you that here in a second. And then the stock pogo pins for the speakers. All right. To get to your kill switch, what you want to do is just come over here and unscrew the pommel. Like that. You'll find your speaker pod in here. It's got that 28mm speaker that you provided, your stock PCB. When you look in here, you can see that other pogo pin and then your kill switch. I'm going to flip the kill switch to on real quick. There we go. All right, that's how you turn it on and off. That way you don't have to take this piece out quite so often, which is kind of good because it is a little bit difficult to line up. All right. If you ever want to get to your board, it's a little bit of a chore. What you want to do is take your pommel off, take this screw out, take the Covertech off, slide this silver shroud back. You'll see your board. All right, and you'll have to slide it off to one side or the other to get to your SD card. So I saw the SD card that you provided. I saw the Qui-Gon font that was on there. You also had your own config. So I loaded everything on here for you, and it's working fine. You shouldn't have any issue. Now to get this Saber working, it's a one-button setup, so everything happens from here. The first thing you'll want to do, if you put a battery in, is come over here and unscrew this grub screw a little bit. Just loosen it up. You don't have to take it out, right? But once you do that, you can come over here and do like this. This piece will come out on you. This piece has your removable battery right here. This also holds your Qui-Gon Jinn PCB. Now the kit came with a 7-pin Neopixel connector. I didn't use that. I went ahead and I used this connector because it lights up for you. Okay. Now wiring up this PCB was it was a little bit difficult because I ripped one of the pads off of it right away. So the pads weren't on there very good. One pad came off. What I ended up having to do, which you can't see because I covered it all with solder, I did end up coming through on these traces. And I built them all up with solder. But on that pad that I ripped off from the back, I took the smallest drill bit I had, I drilled through it, and I brought my positive wire up into the trace and I soldered over it. So that's a lot of stuff you probably don't understand if you don't do this kind of work, but just know that it works fine now. I did end up having to build up all of these pads a little bit just so they hit the pins in the Saber well. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. No, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can shine a flashlight in it. And if I held it like this, right, you can see those pins in there. You've got, what, 5 or 6 pins, I think maybe 5 in there. So yeah, those are the pins that make contact with that PCB that I'm talking about right there. But yeah, that was an interesting setup, but I got that handled, right? So everything is good to go here. You just take your battery, gently put it in here, clip it all the way in. This piece is good to go. You got your one tactile switch right here. All right. Now, when you go to put this in the Saber, you have to align your tactile switch with your plunger, and that can be a little difficult to do. So it may take you a few tries on your first go. If you don't get it though, just be patient and try again. Like I didn't get it right there, so I'll just pop it out. I'll give it one more try. I'll give as many tries as it takes to get it in, right? There we go. Got it all the way in, you can hear the sound. So once you get it all the way in, what you want to do is come in here with your finger, push it all the way down so it engages those pins, and then lock it down with this set screw right here. All right. Tighten up this set screw. This one right here. So that locks in that little chassis in place. Everything's good. We can come over here and hit power. Got your LEDs firing up. Just hold it down and turn it off. Just like that. To play your soundtrack is a double tap on your button. Another double tap to turn it off. Just like that. We'll go ahead and we'll throw a blade in. This is set up for a full-length blade I saw in your config, but I'm going to use my little test blade here. This is my TriStar test blade. We'll lock it down. It does take 2 different size Allen keys, but your kit has both sizes in it, so I'll make sure those stay in the box. I'm actually using my own, so those are still in the packaging. Once we lock all that down, you have a single blade retention screw right here. Very solid. Blaster bolt deflex is just tapping on the switch, right? I had a dead battery there and I had to stop the video and I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, you know, everything is working good on this guy. And we'll hold it down to turn it off. And then we'll take the blade out and go over taking the battery out. Now, you don't have to take the battery out all the time. You will when you first get it for sure, because the brand new battery that came with your kit has not been charged yet. So you'll need to charge that. All right. But when we're done, we'll come over here and take the blade out. Pop it out like that. Comes right out. We'll want to come back over here and loosen that grub screw right there. All right. You'll hear that chassis piece kind of spring up off those pins when you loosen this, so you can stop there and just pop it out with your finger, or I'm sorry, with your hand. And you'll probably need a tool or something, or if you got some fingernails, you can come in here and you can pop it out with your hand just like that. All right, and that is basically your Qui-Gon. This is a pretty complicated setup. Had some difficulties here and there just getting it to work. I took everything back apart. I cleaned everything with isopropyl alcohol again. I did, after I cut off that video it was about in the middle of this demo, I did come back through and put a little bit more solder on these pads so it had an easier time touching the pins. It is just a complicated setup, something that you're going to have to take your time with, you know, be easy on it. But once you get everything locked in, then you shouldn't have to mess with this upper piece very much at all. You can just use your kill switch, turn it on and off, you know, up until the time that you have to charge your battery. So yeah, that is your Qui-Gon or your Force Ghost. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.